Hey, welcome back to the Dias Cast. It's Nick and Justin today. Nick is fresh off an appearance at Adepticon with a quite beautiful army.
Well, thank you. I did go to Adepticon, got to play 5 awesome opponents down there, made 5 new friends.
For sure.
And
2 new enemies, 3 new friends.
Yeah. I tried to make them all my friends. Some of them didn't treat me so good in the games, but they certainly were polite and great to play with. But yeah, I've got a Slaves of Darkness army. I did some heavy conversions for this, a bunch of interesting painting, at least I think interesting painting and basing, and I'm excited to get it on the table on the channel after getting several games with it now off the channel. So hopefully it'll go well. And you've got a brand new book, a list that we talked about for our podcast, right?
Yeah, basically, if you watched our last Dice podcast, we talked about a Khorne list. I'm bringing everything I have to the Khorne list.
A slight variation.
Yeah, a slight variation, but something I'm excited to see. A little nervous about your going into a battle-tested Slaves of Darkness army, but I think it's got a lot of fun stuff to do, a lot of tricks. So,
yep.
Do you want to talk about your list?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So this list is in Host of the Everchosen, and it's got Be'lakor, which is kind of an off pick for a lot of lists right now in Slaves of Darkness, but I think ultimately it is a key pick in the meta, and I was really happy with his performance over my weekend at Adepticon. I've also got a Chaos Sorcerer Lord, fully loaded with the usual suspects, Arcane Tome, Master of Magic, Demonic Speed, Tuttle Master, everything you can put on a Galatian Champion he's got. And then I've got Thedra Skullscryer with the Godsworn Hunt. I found that there was a lot of foot hero hate in the meta, and Thedra, by being a foot hero that has a pass-off, a non-Galatian champion, she can get shot, but she's got the bodyguard, so she's good against Mortal Wound Splash, like Sylvaneth and Lumineth. And then the Sorcerer Lord is good against traditional shooting, unless they've got sharpshooters, of course. And then I've got, for my units, 10 Nurgle Knights with the Eroding Icon, 10 Slaanesh Chosen with the Banner of Screaming Flesh, the Godsworn Hunt, as I mentioned, big block of 20 Splinter Fang, and a Cockatrice. And the Cockatrice, we all know how great that is right now. I've also got the Soul Screen Bridge, which is really key to getting some of my slow pieces into combat, and then getting some of my pieces out of combat so I can start rallying and bringing them back in. It's all wrapped up into a 1-drop battle regiment.
As mentioned, I'm playing Khorne this week, the new book. It's going to be a mortal-focused list. The Flayed is my sub-faction. That's going to give me 5 up ward if I fought in that combat phase. I'm bringing Slaughter Priest as my general. He's going to be a high priest, so he'll be able to pray twice during my hero phase. And he will know Blood Sacrifice. I have 2 other Slaughter Priests. One is going to know Bronze Flesh, and the other will know Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct's the new one that allows for a normal move in the hero phase. I have a Bloodmaster who is bringing Halo of Blood, which he's in Galatian Command with my unit of 10 Skull Reapers. That will give him a chance to fight, and then have the Skull Reapers fight immediately after that. And that would occur in my opponent's turn and my turn. I have a Blood Secretor because you just don't leave home without them. He's the Tunnel Master, and he's bringing Banner of Blood that will allow for rerolls of charges wholly within 16 of him. Last but not least, I have Scar Bloodwrath. I love him just because he really farms Blood Tithe. He's a great screen, and he's always coming back. Then I have the 10 Skull Reapers as mentioned, 6 Mighty Skull Crushers, 2 units of 10 Blood Reavers, Magor's Fiends, which will bring Riptooth, who's always my favorite Blood Sacrifice target. Then I have a unit of Fleshhounds and a unit of Wrathmongers rounding out. Last but not least, I'm bringing the Bleeding Icon. I think it is one of the key pieces in the Khorne army. It kind of just increases your output. And they don't have like a lot of obvious hammers, so I'm excited to see what that can do. This week we're playing position over power. There are 2 objectives, one in each of our deployment zones, and then there are 2 flank objectives which are way off to the side. it's got normal scoring rules of control 1, control 2, control more. But if you control one of the flank objectives with a Galatian champion, you get an extra point. So, and then the flank objectives drop off the table at the beginning of Battle Round 4. So Nick gets to choose priority here. I am unsure what he's going to choose to do. I chose to leave a gap so that if I do get first turn, I can still move into hero phase with the killer instinct and get my Blood Knights out of deployment so that they can start threatening the tar pit. Other than that, I have some screens set up. I put Scar frontline as a potential screen, and then everything else is just kind of packed in waves. I have my Bloodmaster in front of my Skull Reapers, and those are backed by the Wrathmongers, which are hopefully going to be buffing up the Skull Reapers.
For my deployment here, obviously I had to go first, so I just dropped things down in a position where I felt like I had some offensive threats, or I could cage up defensively, depending on what I wanted to do with this first turn. I've got my Knights set up so that a Soul Screen Bridge will sit up next to them nicely, and all the buff pieces are kind of gathered around them. And then I've got my Chosen and my Splintered Fang hugging the Cockatrice to threaten anything that might want to come into them. And they end up being my second and third wave in this list, so the Knights are really the vanguard. And with how Justin has deployed, he left himself that gap so he could get the Skull Crushers out, but I'm seeing that gap and seeing some opportunities for myself as well. So I think I am going to take the first turn here. Ordinarily wouldn't, but Be'lakor makes me like going first more. So good luck, Justin.
Good luck.
After deployment, the Chaos Chosen get to roll on the Eye of the Gods table, and they got a 5, so they add 2 to that, that becomes a 7. And so that is the 6-up ward for the rest of the game on the Chosen. Alright, let's get into it here. First up, I've got to pick a battle tactic, and I'm going to pick Cunning Maneuver with my Sork Lord. For my heroic action then, he's going to draw on power, so he'll get the 3d6 casting for this turn. Your heroic action? I'm
going to attempt to get an additional command point from Scar. Or I'll do the Blood Secretor, sorry. No, I'm not.
Okay. In the main hero phase then, the Sword Lord is going to give the 6-up ward from Oracular Visions to the unit of Murgle Knights. Be'lakor is going to attempt casting first here out of range of Justin's Unbinds. So he's going to attempt the Soul Screen Bridge first off. And going to fail that with a 5, so no bridge this turn. And then we've got the Mystic Shield from Be'lakor, and going to fail that with a 4. The Sork Lord with the draw on power cast, going to first attempt Demonic Power on the Knights, and going to get that with a 9.
I'll try to unbind with Riptooth.
Blocked it. Okay, no Demonic Power. We'll try Demonic Speed with the Sork Lord then. And going to miscast on that one, but I do have Master of Magic, so I'm going to re-roll that. And so that will succeed with a 12.
I'm going to let you have it.
And then Thedra's cast is going to be for Chaos Conduit. And gets that on a 7.
I'm going to attempt to unbind with my unit of Flesh Arms. No.
Okay. and that's going to be on herself. She's going to roll on Eye of the Gods. And she's undivided, so she gets to reroll one of the dice. Going to end up with an 8. That's an extra rend on her weapons. Pretty terrifying. That's it for my casting. We'll get into movement here. Real simple movement phase. Pushed up my second and third wave units, the Chosen and the Splintered Fang, on one flank. They're going to secure over there. And then brought my Knights up the middle. They didn't get all of the buffs that I really wanted, and they didn't get Soulscream Bridge. So they're not necessarily going to be able to get in here, but they do have 3d6 to charge and the charge bonus that they get. So I'm going to go after Justin as well as I can with a normal move here. Hopefully they'll get in. And then I just brought my Sork Lord over to grab the objective on the edge. Start getting some extra points from that, and Be'lakor as well. No shooting to speak of, so we'll go straight into the charge phase. Just the Knights to charge here. They get 3 dice, and the lowest dice gets flipped to a 4. And I will go ahead and re-roll that. That one won't make it. And so this one gets flipped to a 4, and we end up there with a 13, and I think that does make it. So the Knights made it in. Feel pretty good about that. I don't think they're going to have a ton of impact or output here, but they are going to do what Nurgle Knights are supposed to do. So we can get right into the combat phase then. Going to activate the Knights first, pile them in. I'm going to have 3 going into the Skull Crushers, 3 going into the Scar Bloodwrath, and then 4 going into Magor's Fiends, and the leaders into the Skull Crushers there.
I'm going to spend a point for all defense on the Skull Crushers.
Sounds good. We'll roll these out against Scar Bloodwrath first. Knights have a rule where they can fight if their lances reach if they are within half an inch of a knight that's within a half an inch, so the back rank is getting in here. So against Scar, we've got the lances on 4s and 3s. That is going to be 3 at -2.
These will be 6-ups. Lead 1.
Damage. 2 damage each. And then the hooves against him, 2 knights on hooves. 3 hits. And 3 wounds at no rend.
This will be 3 4-ups. No.
Okay, so Scar will survive. I've got 3 of them into the Skull Crushers then, with the leader. Also on 4s and 3s. Three at -2.
This will be 3 3-ups. This one, 2 damage.
2 damage, and then the horses into them as well. On 4s and 4s. Got 3 of those, no rend.
I'm sorry, how many?
3.
3 2-ups. I'm going to pass them on.
Okay. Then into Magor's Fiends. 4s and 3s. That is going to be 3 at -2.
3 5-ups. I'm going to make 1.
Okay. 2 damage each for the ones that failed. And then the 4 horses into Magor's Fiends. Or 2 horses for attacks. We've got 1 at no rend.
This will be a 3-up. Nope.
Okay, 1 damage.
With the Magor's Fiend that died, he will explode. On a 5-up, I'll do a mortal wound back. Yes.
Okay. We got a 5-up mortal wound shrug on the knights. And I made it.
Patty cake going on right now.
And so that is my activation. I didn't finish any units, which is kind of okay into Khorne. Denied you blood tithe, but you're going to have a bunch of activations to come back to me now.
Sure. We'll start with Scarred Bloodwrath. He has...
I'm going to go ahead and all-out defense here.
Yeah. So he'll have 5 attacks. It's 5 or equal to the number of models within 3.
Sure.
So it's going to be 5. These are going to be 2s and 4s because of the -1.
Okay.
At -1, but reduced to 0.
Yep, I ignore the -1, and with the all-out defense, these are 2s. They're fine.
Skull Crushers, I'll get 4 in. So this will be 17 total attacks. These will be 4s and 4s. And these hit 5 at -2.
Okay. That was with the -1 to wound?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 at -2 go to -1. So these are 3-ups. And they are good.
So it'll be 12 attacks.
These are the mounts for the Skull Crushers?
Yep. 3s and 4s. So that'll be 4. No run.
Okay. 4 at no run, 2-ups. Gonna fail 1.
Just 1 damage.
Okay, 6-up ward from Oracular. They'll take it.
I'm activating with Riptooth now. He's going to have 4 attacks. These are going to be 3s and 5s. None. And then my Magor's Fiends. It's going to be 4 attacks, 3s and 5s. None. And then my Blood Secretor's not going to pile.
Okay, and your Blood Reavers as well.
This will be 2 Blood Reavers, a total of 4 attacks, 4s and 5s. No.
And the Nurgle Knights doing what they do, standing strong in the middle of the army there. So at the end of the turn, I am going to go to scoring. No battle shock to worry about. I'm going to hold 1, I'm going to hold 2, and I'm going to hold more with a Galatian Champion. And I completed my battle tactic of Cunning Maneuver over there to the edge. Going to be a 6-point turn for me. And then we'll get into Blades of Khorne, bottom 1.
I'm going to choose to desecrate that piece of terrain.
Sure, the little house in the middle.
Yep. Heroic action. I am going to try to roll for a command point from the Blood Secretor.
Sounds good.
And I'll get 1 out of 5.
Okay. I'm going to do the same with my general on a 4-up. And I did. Also at the start of the hero phase here, I am going to use Bellacor's ability to shut down your the choppy boys, this
Skull Reapers?
Skull Reapers.
Sure. I am going to first start out by doing some prayers here. I am going to cast or pray for the bleeding icon from my general on a 3-up rerollable, and he'll get it. This is going to be set up because he's on this train feature. It's going to be set up within 16. My Slaughter Priest to the left of the throne is going to Blood Boil. And he'll go off. It's going to go into the Knights for D6 mortal wounds for 4.
Okay, they've got their 5-up mortal wound shrug. And they're going to fail all those. That's going to kill a knight and some change.
Bloodmaster is going to attempt Unholy Flames. It's going to go off on a 5. He's going to put it on the unit of Skull Crushers.
Sure.
So they will have an extra rend. I'm going to do Blood Sacrifice from my general. It is a 4. I'll need to re-roll that. He'll get it on a 6. I'm going to do Mortal Wounds to Riptooth. For 3. That will kill Riptooth. And I will have 2 Blood Tithe points.
Very big.
Nice. And then my last Slaughter Priest knows Killer Instinct. So on a 3-up. Nope, gotta re-roll it. I got it. His Slaughter Priest is going to move himself. So that's all for my hero phase. I'm then going to spend one blood tithe point to have 3 units move d6. In a normal movement.
Let me see if the Skull Reapers can move.
Sure.
They can move.
I am in a bit of a pinch here. I Nig locked up a lot of my army, and Be'lakor locked up the other big pieces, so I'm kind of in a pinch as far as how I want to do this. I'm going to go into charges and possibly make a charge, probably not, but I just, at this point, needed to score some points during this turn.
No shooting to do here. Into charge phase, we'll see if the Skull Takers can charge. They can charge.
The Skull Reapers are not going to charge. Nothing else is going to charge here. So we're going to go right into combat.
Sounds good.
I'm going to fight with my Magor Fiends first.
Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and all-out defense the Knights here.
They're going to have a total of 4 attacks. These are going to be 3s and 5s.
-1 to wound coming in big here again. Any rend on these?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Rend 1, but
1 goes to none with the all-out defense. 2 ups again, and I'm going to fail it. 1 damage.
Yep.
6 up ward. Take it. That is going to finish off this wounded knight. Gonna go with my knights then. What's gonna happen is these 4 are going to go into your Skull Crushers. These 2 are going to go into your Magor's Fiends, and these 2 are going to go into your Blood Reapers. None to discard.
Sounds good. I am going to do nothing. Yep, go ahead.
I do have 1 mount that can only reach Scar, so it will be obligated to attack Scar.
Sounds good.
We'll do that one first. The mount into Scar, 4s and 4s. Nothing. Into the Blood Reapers, I've got 2 of them with their lances. These are going to be on 4s and 3s. 1 of them, -1.
Those are in the Blood Reapers?
Yep. Just 1 damage. No save on those. And then the horse into the Blood Reapers as well. Nothing. 13 attacks with the lances into the Skull Crushers. 4s and 3s. And that is going to be 4 at -1.
This will be 4 3-ups. And then we 2.
1 damage each.
We'll get it 4.
4 horse attacks into the Skull Crushers. 3 at no rent.
This will be 3 2-ups. Make them all.
6 lance attacks into Magor's Fiends. That is going to be 4 at -1.
This will be 4 4-ups. I made 1.
Okay, 1 damage each. And then the horse into Magor's Fiends. That is 1 at no rend. Yep. And that is the Knight's activation. You had a Magor's Fiend die, so you got some murder rolls to
Yeah, so we'll have a 1-up, or 1 5-up there. Nope.
And your Blood Reaper, did he die in range?
Yes, he did. 1 5-up. Nope.
Oh. And that's my activation.
I'm going to spend all of attack, my free command point, into
On the Skull Crushers?
Skull Crushers. It's going to be 17 attacks. These are going to be 3s and 4s. Seven at run 3.
Okay. I get to ignore one of those Ren, and then my all-out defense cancels another one. So these are going to be 4-up saves. And I am going to fail 2 of those. Are they 1 damage each?
Yes.
6-ups. Gonna fail both of those. I'll take 2.
The hooves, this will be a total of 12 attacks. 2s and 4s. That's just 3, no rend.
3, no Ren. 2-ups. They have 1 Ren. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Gets reduced. I fail 1 of those. 6-up. And I made it.
Scar is going to attack. He's going to have 5 attacks. These are going to be 2s and 4s. Two at effectively -1.
Okay, -1 goes to 2-ups.
The Blood Reavers, which I will not pile in. 3s and 5s.
And the Nurgle Knights will stand strong again.
I do have a Battle Shock that I'm going to take on the Blood Reavers. They have 5 bravery. On a 5 or 6, someone run. Nope. They're okay.
And the Knights are good on bravery. They've got a 8 bravery with their banner, so having lost 2, they're good.
I'm going to control 1, control 2, my battle tactic for 4 points this turn.
Sounds good.
And then we will roll off for priority.
Yeah. And I've got a 5 to your 6. You have the choice, sir.
I'm going to give away priority here.
Makes sense.
I don't want to be Bellacord for 2 turns in a row. So it looks like you're out of range to really buff stuff up a fair amount. So go ahead.
All right. That sounds good. We'll get into Slaves of Darkness top of 2 then. For my battle tactic here, I'm going to take Desecrate on this piece of terrain right here. And then for my heroic action, I'm going to draw on power with Thedra.
I'm going to roll for a 4-up for my Blood Secretor. And I'm going to get an extra grapple.
Okay. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord is going to Oracular Visions himself. Thedra is going to be my first cast here, and she's going to attempt to cast the Soul Screen Bridge. She's got the draw on power, so it's going to be 3 dice. And she's going to get it with a 14, casual 14. Because she's now cast with a 10 or higher, she gets +1 cast for the rest of the game, so she's a 2 caster now, and she gets to set up the Soul Screen Bridge. Thedra is then also going to attempt Mystic Shield, and she's going to get that on a 13. That's going to go on the Chosen as well.
Sounds good.
My Sork Lord is going to forego his casting, and Bellacord is going to forego his casting. They've both got things that they could potentially do here, but the risk of miscast at d6 damage and the possibility of giving Justin Blood Tithe if I try to cast things on him outweighs the benefits here, so they're just going to not cast.
I'm going to spend my last Blood Tithe to again have 3 units move d6.
And here my inexperience against the new Khorne book is going to show a little bit. I love to throw the bridge out in front of where I'm going to summon to, but in hindsight, I should have kept that bridge further back because now Justin's moved and made it impossible for me to really put my Chosen around it. That's some of the power of new Khorne showing.
Yeah.
So we'll get into movement then.
When Nick moved within 9 of my Skull Reapers, I'm going to redeploy them. And I'll go 5.
Sure. movement here was very simple. I brought my Splintered Fang up so that they can threaten things, but I know that Justin's got some tricks with that Bloodmaster, so hoping for a big charge so that I can do some tricky things back. We'll see what those Splintered Fang can do. I left my Knights in play. They're doing exactly what I brought them for and just bogging everything down. And then Be'lakor is going to start on some Reaver cleanup duty. Into the charge phase, Be'lakor is going to attempt to charge. Got it on a 7. Splintered Fang are going to attempt to charge. And I got a 7. My pile-in here was very tricky with the Splintered Fang because it's essential for me to stay outside of 3 inches of the Bloodmaster so that he can't do his strikes first chain fight, because ultimately if those Skull Reapers are able to go first into the Splintered Fang, they're going to have a really bad day. So I was very cagey with my pile-in there and tagged the edge of them. I'm not sure Justin could have really prevented it in this scenario, but tricks on tricks, right? That's it for my charges. Going into the start of the combat phase, first thing that's going to pop off is the Cockatrice is going to screech at those Skull Reapers, try to make it so they only hit on 6s. On a 4-up, nope. So they'll have their regular output, and then I'm going to pile in and activate first with the Splintered Fang. So with the pile in for the Splintered Fang here, because of my KG movement here, I didn't get as much in as I maybe could have otherwise, but I am going to have 8 of the Fang going into the Skull Reapers, and then 3 of the Fang going into the Bloodmaster.
The Blood Reapers will all out defense.
Okay. So 9 attacks going into the Bloodmaster here. I'd love to spend something here, but I don't have the command points to really afford it. So these are going to be on 4s and 2s, but 6s to hit, do mortals. We're going to have 1 mortal wound.
Into the Skull Reapers?
Yeah, into the Bloodmaster. And just 2 hits. 2 at -1.
2 foul-ups. I'll make 1 miss 1. We'll have 2 wounds then.
Okay, and then into the Skull Reapers, 24 attacks, same profile. No mortal wounds. Not exactly what you want out of a Splintered Fang. But that is going to be 11 at -1.
11 corpse. I'm gonna make 3, 4, fail 7. That'll kill 2 and put a damage on 1. I'm actually gonna kill the guys in the back because I don't think I care as much about the mortal wounds here. I'm gonna go with the Skull Reapers here, or I'm sorry, the Mighty Skull Crushers here.
Okay.
Same deal as we've done the last few times.
Sure.
I'm gonna spend all out attack here.
And I'm going to all out defense.
Alright, so this is gonna be 17 dice, 3s and 4s because of -1 wound. This would be 5 at 3 round.
5 at 3s. I get to ignore 2 of those, so these are going to be 4s. And I'm going to fail 3 of those. 1 damage each. I've got the 6-up. I don't have the 6-up anymore, actually. I'm going to just lose 1 and carry some wounds.
And then I have the horse. This is going to be 12 attacks, 2s and 4s. This is going to be 4 at 1 rend.
4 at -1. I get to ignore the -1, so 2 ups. And I'm going to fail 1. So I'll take 1 damage from that. That'll finish off another night. Be'lakor is going to go then. He's got the Blade of Shadows up first. These are going to be 3s and 3s, 8 of them. Still at top bracket here into the Blood Reavers. That is going to be, it's going to be 6 at -2 for 2 damage each. That should clean the unit.
Give me 1 blood type.
Sure.
I will go with the Bloodmaster now. He's going to have 4 attacks. These are going to be 3s and 3s.
And since he was the Skull Reapers were wholly within 6 of him, they'll get to chain activate with him.
One at -1.
6 up. Nope.
2 damage.
Okay. It's gonna kill 1 snake.
So my Blood Reavers have 4 attacks.
Skull Reapers.
They're Skull Reapers. Jesus. A lot of blood and skulls and stuff. They will have 4 attacks each, +1 from the Wrathmongers, so this will be 5 attacks each. It's a different profile for my Vicious Mutation. Alright, so I'm going to have 40 attacks. These are going to be on 3s and 3s. 6s will do a mortal wound in addition.
I would like this much better if they were hitting only on 6s from the cockatrice. Just
yeah, that seems
for the record.
I'm going to do 20 dice twice. So 7 mortal wounds plus 6, 9, 11 saves.
Okay. Okay. Round 1 is going to be 6 ups. Going to save none of those. So 11, and then the 7 mortal wounds is 18. That is exactly the unit.
That will bring me to 2 blood tithe.
My activation then is going to be with the Knights. That's my last activation. And we'll pile in. Alright, so fully splitting my attacks here as much as possible again. I'm going to have 1 lance from the back guy and 1 horse into Magor's Fiends. And then I'm going to have 1 lance into the Reavers, 1 horse into Scar, and then the other 4, all their lancers into the Skull Crushers and horses where they fit. So we'll start off with the 1 horse into Scar on 4s and 4s. 1 hit, 1 wound at no rent.
Scar has a 4 up.
Oh, I was hoping you'd make it.
Oh, he's not dead yet.
He's
got
not.
6 of
Okay,
them, so.
Scar survives. And then 1 lance into the Blood Reavers on 4s and 3s. 2 hits. 1 at -1.
Damage?
Just 1 damage. 1 lance into the Magor's Fiends. 4s and 3s. That is going to be 1 at -1.
This is a 4. Ugh. Yep.
And then 2 horses into the Magor's Fiends. Nothing. And then I've got 4 lances, so 13 total attacks into the Skull Crushers. 4s and 3s. That is going to be 3 at -1.
These are going to be 3 ups and then 5 up ward saves. I missed 1 damage.
1 damage.
5 up. No,
5 up from the flayed.
It'll kill 1 horse.
And then the horses into them. That is going to be nothing. So the Knights have now fought. Everything on my side has fought.
I have a Magor's Fiend to go into. This is going to be 2 attacks, 3s and 5s. Nope. Scar will go in. He's going to have 5 attacks.
You did have a Blood Reaver die near my Knights.
The Blood Reaver exploded on a 5 up. They will do a mortal wound.
Okay, 5 up ignore. Take it. The murder roll's coming in.
Let's get him. Scar is going to be 5 attacks, 2s and 4s. Just 1 at -1.
They're good. The Reavers, I think, are still in combat.
Yeah, they're not going to pile.
So overall, definitely didn't go how I was really hoping there. I really wanted more output into the Skull Reapers there than I got. Fluffed my rolls a little bit and didn't get as many bases in as I wanted. That's how it goes. The Knights are still doing their job in an incredible way, and I feel good about that. And I am getting some incremental lead built on scoring. I hold 1, I hold 2, don't hold more anymore, but I do get a bonus point for having Glacier Champion, and I completed my Desecrate Battle Tactic for a total of 5 there. And I don't have to worry about Battle Shock on the Knights, and the Splintered Fang also don't have to worry about Battle Shock.
I lost 2. My Skull Reapers have 8 bravery.
Okay, bottom of 2.
I'm going to use my Warlord Battalion command point this turn.
Okay.
I'm going to eye for an eye this round.
Okay.
And then at the end of the start of my hero phase, I'm going to spend 1 of my command points to try to rally my Skull Reapers. I'm going to issue the rally from my Blood Secretor, so this will put them both, the 2 rolls, on 4-ups.
Pretty good.
Not great. I am going to Finest Hour my Bloodmaster.
Okay, sounds good. I am going to try to get a command point with Thedra here. And I will. And then Thedra is also going to try to remove the Soulscream Bridge. And she does.
Scar is just in range to be blood sacrificed. On a 4-up, rerolling, he will take some mortal wounds. Yep, he will die. I will get 2 more blood tithe to push me to 4.
Very nice.
I am going to attempt to blood boil for my general as well. That will happen. D6 mortal wounds onto your knights for 4.
Okay, they've got the 5-up. And I'm going to pass 1, take 3.
The Slaughter Priest over here is going to attempt to do bronze flesh. He'll get it on a 5. I will go on my unit of Mighty Skull Crushers.
Okay.
Last Slaughter Priest is going to attempt to do Killer Instinct. And he will get that on a 4, which will then move my my Skull Reapers their normal move of 5 inches. My Bloodmaster is going to attempt to give an extra rend. 3. I needed a 4 to get Unholy Flames off, and it did not happen.
Okay.
We'll go into movement. Into charges, I'm going to first attempt to charge with my Bloodmaster. He should get in on a 6.
Oh yeah.
Attempt to charge with my Blood Reavers.
Skull
Reapers. 6 should be good enough to get them in for sure. Into combat, I am going to fight with my Mighty Skull Crushers first.
Sounds good. Get those flayed bonuses up. At the start of the combat phase, before that happens though, the Cockatrice is going to try to go off on your Skull Reapers on a 4-up. Yes, they're going to take D3. They take 2 mortal wounds, and they are only hitting on 6s. I'll go ahead and all-out defense here with the Knights.
And I will all-out attack here. 21 attacks, 3s and 4s. It's equal to 4, 8, 10 at -2 rounds.
Okay.
So these would be 3 ups.
Yep. -2 goes to -1, and then I've got the all-out defense, so these are going to be 3-ups. And I'm going to fail 2 of those, take 2 damage in total. And then you got the mount attacks.
Yep, this would be a total of 16 attacks I'm sorry, this will be a total of 15 attacks. 2s and 4s. So that will be 6 2-ups.
6 2-ups. And they are good. I'm going to activate them with the cockatrice. Going to do just a small pile in and put all the attacks into the Bloodmaster here. I'll just combine the cockatrice's profiles here. They're all the same except for range here. So I've got a total of 5 attacks, 3s and 3s. And that is going to be 3 at no rend into the Bloodmaster.
This will be 3 3-ups. Didn't make any.
2 damage each.
That will be a blood tithe.
Hey, cockatrice doing work here.
Oh man, that's really
doing
bad.
the Lord's work.
Gonna need to hit with quite a few mortal wounds here. 40 attacks, 3s and 3s. 6s will do mortal wounds.
Okay. And you're only hitting on
Yes.
6s here. So 6s and 3s, but every 6 is going to do a lot of work here.
Looking for 6-ups. Gonna find 3.
Okay, so
Set
3
those
mortal
aside.
wounds so far and 3 hits.
We're gonna find another 2.
So 5 damage so far and 5 hits.
And then the 5s will wound on 3-ups. We'll get 2 through.
Okay, 5 plus 2. I'm not going to have a save here, but 5 plus 2 is going to be 7 damage to the cockatrice. Not quite going to bring it down.
And then we're gonna have 2 attacks on the vicious mutation. Looking for 6s again. Nope. So he is gonna live.
I'll then go with the knights, and they're just going to make this real simple. They're going to put all their lance attacks and into the Mighty Skull Crushers, and then the hoof attacks that have to are going to go into that Magor's Fiend. So we'll do those hoof attacks first. 2 4s and 4s. 1 hit. 1 wound at no rend.
This is a 3-up. Nope.
Okay. And then all the lance attacks are going to be 13 lance attacks into that unit of Skull Crushers. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s here. That is going to be 5 at -1.
These will be 5 2-ups because of the bronze flesh. Fill 1. I'll take 1 damage.
Okay, and then the mounts into them. You do have a 5-up ward there to roll as well.
I'll do them all again.
That is going to be 2 at no rend.
2 2-ups. Make both 5-up. And we're okay.
Okay.
The Magor's Fiends, this is going to be 2 attacks, 3s and 5s. 1 round.
Okay. Ignore the rend. 3-up. Or 2-up, rather, but failed it. Take 1.
Oh, so it was disappointing. I failed my battle tactic. I probably shouldn't have went so risky. I should have probably taken Cunning Maneuver, but hindsight being 20/20 is what it is. I'll have it for a later turn. I am going to control 1, control 2, and not complete my battle tactic, so I'll get 2 points here.
And you get an extra 1 for your Glacier Champion now being contesting one of the side objectives.
Yep.
All right, then we've got a very big priority roll going into round 3. I've got a 2 to your 4. You've got the choice.
I'm going to keep it.
Sure, makes sense.
My battle tactic is going to be Cunning Maneuver for this turn. For my heroic action, I am going to attempt to get an additional command point from my general. Will not happen.
Okay, I will do the same with Thedra. And nope.
I'm going to first attempt to blood sacrifice my Magor's Fiend. This will be a 4-up. Yes, he will die. I'm up to 7 blood tithe.
Nearly Khorne's number.
My general is going to attempt to blood boil. He'll reroll. He'll get it. He's going to put the mortal wounds into the knights for 3.
Okay. 3 5-ups. Gonna fail all those. That'll kill a knight.
My slaughter priest that is next to the altar is going to attempt bronze flesh. He's going to get it on a 3-up. He's going to put it on the unit of mighty skull crushers.
Sure.
And then my last slaughter priest is going to attempt killer instinct. And he'll get it on a 5. I'm going to apoplectic frenzy at the end of my hero phase. It will put me down to 3 blood tithe, but I will put them all into the unit of knights.
Sounds
this
good.
Will be 21 attacks on 4s and 4s.
Okay. I can't all out defense because it's the hero phase, but you can't all out attack, so some balancing there.
So it's going to be 4 at -2.
4 at -2. I get to ignore one of those, so these are going to be 4-ups. And I'm going to fail one of them. Excuse me, I'm going to fail 3 of them, make 1 of them. And that's going to kill 1 more knight. And then the mount attacks?
Yeah, so this will be 3s and 4s.
2 at no end, so these are going to be 3-ups. And I'm going to fail one of those.
Into my movement phase proper. At the end of my movement phase, I'm going to try to bring Scar back. So I'll roll 2 dice. If I roll an 8 up, I can bring it back. Oh yeah.
Khorne wills it.
I'm really thinking about the next turn. I'm trying to think about where Be'lakor is going to want to come. And in addition, where how I can stay away from the Chosen on my next turn. Scarblood Wrath came back, so he can be a little bit of a thorn in the side. In worst case scenario, maybe he can generate some blood tithe. So we'll see what we can do. Into shooting, my flesh hounds have shooting attack. It's gonna be 1 attack, 2s and 4s.
Sure, into the cockatrice.
Yeah.
Hit.
No.
Oh. Close.
And then we're gonna try charge from Scar.
Needs a 9.
He will not get it on an 8. He'll be fine there. I'm not gonna try any other charges. We'll go right into the combat phase. I'm going to attack with my Skull Reapers first, but you have something to do first. Right?
Yeah, so the cockatrice is going to attempt to shut them down on a 4-up. Nope.
Do you want me to roll it, or you want
Yeah, if you're attacking with the Skull Reapers first,
Yeah.
that is a dead cockatrice. The knights are the only thing I have in combat then. They are just going to put all of their attacks into the Skull Crushers. They are going to pile in first, though. And they're going to put all of their attacks then into the Mighty Skull Crushers. And we're going to have a total of 7 attacks with the Lances on 4s and 3s. And that is going to be 2 at negative 1.
I still have bronze flesh up, so it's going to be 2 2-ups. I'm going to fail 1.
Okay. And then the
5 up. Oh, they didn't attack it. Yep.
and then the mounts. 2 hits. No wounds. That is their activation.
I don't have anything else to go with. Four in.
Okay. And then I am going to all out defense here.
And I will all attack. So this will be 17 attacks 3s and 4s. Just 4 at -2.
Okay, -2 is fully canceled out by my buffs here, so 3 ups. And I'm going to pass 3 of those. Going to take 1, and that will kill the champion of the unit. And then the mounts, you have 3 in range for the mounts.
Yep. This will be 9 attacks, 2s and 4s. So it'll be 4 2-ups.
Okay, so 2 ups. And I'm going to pass all those. So 1 knight left. And I think that's it for combat here. You've got your Slaughter Priest is technically in combat, but isn't able to fight out of the shrine there.
So I'm going to hold 1, hold 2. Cunning Maneuver is going to happen. So I'll get 5 points.
Sure. The bonus one again from
Yep.
the Battleplan rules. And then we'll go into the bottom of 3, Slaves of Darkness. Each tick up a command point. I've got a Battle Shock to worry about with my knights there. It's still the banner. I am going to use my Triumph to auto-pass this. The risk of a 6 here is just too big. If I keep that 1 knight alive, I've got some real play there. If that 1 knight dies to Battle Shock, things are going to get a little bit ugly for me. So I am going to use my Triumph for keeping him alive.
Sounds good.
And then we'll get into my turn here. My battle tactic here is going to be eye for an eye. My heroic action is going to be to draw on power with Thedra. And Thedra, because she's not a Galatian champion, I don't get a second. Your heroic action?
I'm going to attempt to get a command point from my Slaughter Priest. No.
Okay. For my spellcasting here, Thedra is going to attempt Chaotic Conduit on herself. 3 dice from the draw on power, going to get that on 8.
I'm going to attempt to stop it from my Slaughter Priest. Nope, 7.
Okay. So she's going to roll on the Eye of the Gods table. And she got a 10. I get to re-roll one of those dice. And that's going to go to an 11. She can, if she wants, turn into a Demon Prince. I am going to decline that option, though. And she's just instead going to take the option to become a 3-cast, or get an extra cast. So now she goes from a 2-cast wizard to a 3-cast wizard. Her next cast is going to be Binding Damnation on Scar Bloodwrath. And she's going to get that on a 13.
What is that?
So he will be fighting last.
He'll attempt to ignore it on a 5 up. Nope.
Okay. Her last spell is going to be her War Scroll spell, which is going to be -1 to wound. And she's going to get that on a 10.
I will attempt to unbind.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. And then Scar will attempt to ignore on a 5 up. No.
My Chaos Sorcerer Lord is going to give himself Oracular Visions, and then he's going to attempt to cast the Soul Screen Bridge. And going to get that on a 7. He's then going to attempt a Mystic Shield, and going to get that on a 5.
Sure.
And put that on himself. Bellicor is going to forego his casting again because I don't have the targets I want in range, and so I don't want to offer any extra blood tithe. That is the end of my hero phase.
I'm going to spend 1 blood tithe, go down to 3, and do the... I'm going to redeploy the unit of Blood Reavers that Nick just moved in front of. I'm going to go 4.
movement here, I was able to get the Sork Lord over, centrally located again to do his things. He's my Slaanesh hero, so he's in a position to give the Chosen run a charge, hopefully get a big charge and get into some of Justin's stuff that he really doesn't want me getting into. I retreated the Knights out and then brought Be'lakor in on the side. I'd love to get a big charge on Be'lakor and maybe tag those Skull Crushers into combat, but if nothing else, I'm going to threaten on the back there while starting to rally up those Knights that were able to retreat, those brave champions. Nothing to do here in shooting. Going to go straight into charges. Be'lakor is going to attempt his. He needs a 3, and he's got a 4. So he is just going to tag, around the corner a little bit if he can. But yeah, exactly like that. Not the charge roll I wanted, but that's how it goes. The Chosen are a +2 to charge, so I'm hoping for a big number on them as well. I am issuing so that they can run and charge. And they've got a 5. That goes to 7. That is not going to get them where I want, so they're just going to go into this Slaughter Priest. Into combat, I'm going to go ahead and fight first with the Chosen, and they're going to put all their attacks into the Slaughter Priest. They are going to pile in a little bit.
After you pile, I'm going to take the liberty of pulling the Slaughter Priest.
Yeah, go for it.
He's going to get to roll 3 5-ups for mortal wounds. Sure. Because he's a hero. You're going to take 3.
Ooh, 3 mortal wounds. That's going to... they've got a 6-up ward from their Eye of the Gods roll at the start of the game. Made 1 of them. They're going to take 2.
I will fight with my Blood Reavers. They have 1-inch reach, so I'll have, let's call it 5 in. They're going to be 3s and 4s. 4.
4 of them into Be'lakor. He's got the 4-up Ethereal. He's going to save 3 of them. He's going to take 1 from the Blood Reavers. Look at that. Then going to activate with Be'lakor. He's got 8 attacks with the blade first off. 3. And then 3's to wound. He's got 4 there at -2
damage.
2 damage each. It's going to kill 8 of them.
I'll have 8 5-ups.
Let me go ahead and finish the sequence here. His next profile is 3s and 3s. And that's 1 at -1, another 2 damage. So I've got 1 more profile on 3s and 3s. Yep, that's at -3, so a total of 12 damage coming from Be'lakor.
12 damage, 5-ups. I'm going to pass 5. It's going to leave 1 guy. So this is going to be 7 5-ups. 2 mortal wounds.
Okay. And then we've got Battle Shock. That's it for combat. So Battle Shock.
Normally I would love to take the Blood Tithe, but in this case, because it's holding Be'lakor there for a potential double, I am going to spend a command point to save him.
Sure. Sounds good. And then we've got big priority roll here.
Yeah, big one.
You got a 4. You got a 6.
We'll keep it going the same way.
Sounds good. My scoring there, I hold 1, I hold 2, don't hold more. I did get my battle tactic, eye for an eye, for killing the Slaughter Priest, and so I'm going to pick up
4 points.
4 points. And we got Blades of Khorne, top of 4.
At the beginning of turn 4, the side objectives are going to depart us. I'm going to do Slay the Sorcerer. I'm going to pick 1 enemy hero, wizard hero on the battlefield. You complete this battle tactic if the hero is slain. I'm going to pick, surprisingly enough, Be'lakor.
Oh, okay.
For my heroic action, I'm going to attempt to get a command point from my general. I will not.
Okay. I am going to do the same from my general, and I do. I'm going to spend that immediately then to rally my knights. They got 9 dice, and I'm looking for 5-ups because they're Everchosen here. I'm going to get 4 back.
Solid. I'm also going to attempt to rally on my Skull Reapers here.
Looking for 4s because
yeah.
yeah.
It's 0 for 4. Not awesome. I am going to attempt to cast Blood Sacrifice, or pray for Blood Sacrifice from my general. He's going to do it to the Slaughter Presets right next to him. Need a 4 up here. No. Rerolling it. No. Bronze Flesh. Yes. That will go on my unit of my Skull Crushers.
Sure.
Blood Boil. He will get it for onto Bellicor for 4 mortal wounds.
You got it.
I am then going to, at the end of my hero phase, I'm going to do Brass Skull Meteor onto the unit of Chosen. It's going to be 8 dice because it's a unit of 10. Each 3 up will do a mortal one. Not awesome. Just 3.
Okay. 3 mortal wounds. That's they've got their 6 up board, and they're gonna fill all those. That's gonna kill a Chosen.
Into my movement phase proper.
With that move from the Wrathmongers there, I'm gonna redeploy the Chosen. 4 inches.
So what I'm trying to do here is with the bleeding icon, put a hurt onto the Chosen. I'm going to pop everything I can to try to get as many attacks. I do need to make some charges though in order for that to happen. My Mighty Skull Crushers are lining up their charge into Bellicor. I need to get him off the table to complete my battle tactic. Trying to put as much of a hurt on Nick here as I can and see where we go from there. Into charges, we're going to roll the charge with the Skull Reaper first. It's the most important charge. I'm going to have to re-roll that. Get in on a 7.
7 to just tag in. That was the magic number.
I don't think I can fail this charge. I'll roll it.
Skull Crushers.
Skull Crushers are getting in on a 6.
Okay.
So I am going to roll for some mortal wounds on the charge here. Each 2 to 4 will be 1 mortal wound, and on 5 pluses it will be 2 mortal wounds. So that will be 6 total mortal wounds.
Okay. He is alive with 1 wound remaining.
Scar is going to charge. He's going to get in on a 5.
Sure. Monstrous Rampage. I'm going to attempt to stomp the Skull Crushers. Nothing else seems to matter here. They're going to take 1 mortal wound.
At the beginning of combat, the Blood Secretor is going to pop his once a game +1 attack on all units on my table.
Sounds good.
I'm going to fight with the Skull Reapers first.
Okay. I will all-out defense the Chosen.
This will be 48 attacks. These will be 2s and 3s. 6s will do mortal wounds. I'll break this up into 2 24s.
Hoping to hang on with a significant number of Chosen here so that they can potentially double fight back and do some big hurt. But we'll see how many come through this.
Alright, so there's 24, 2s and 3s. $32 total saves at -1.
So 32 saves to make with the all-out defense and the -1 rend. These are going to be 3-ups. So that is going to leave 9 failures at 1 damage each, and then another 9 mortal wounds.
And then I actually do owe you.
Sure. Let me do these first. I got the 6-up wards here. And I'm going to spike those incredibly hard. Incredibly hard. I'm going to fail 10 of those.
And then the vicious mutation, this is going to be 3 attacks, 2s and 3s. Nope.
Okay, that went better than I could have possibly hoped for. I'm still going to have a difficult battle shock check to make here, but way better than any reasonable outcome could have predicted. Be'lakor is going to swing back here. He's tabled pretty heavily. Going to go into the Skull Crushers.
And I'll have defense here.
Sounds good. At current bracket, the Blade of Shadows is going to be 5 attacks, 3 and 3s. Going to get 3 hits. And 1 wound at -2.
So this will be a 2-up. Because I am bronze fleshed and all up.
Yeah, Fell Claw, 3 and 3. That's just 1 at -1. And then the Spearing Tail, 2s, and because of the current bracket, 4s, failed it. That is Be'lakor's go.
Then I'll go with my
Skull Crushers. We'll just pull Be'lakor. He's only got 1 wound left.
Sounds good.
And then Skarzon fight last, so he'll be going a little bit later. I'll go with the Godsworn Hunt.
I am at 2 blood tithe after Be'lakor Day.
We've got 3 attacks with the Dark Oath Knife on 3s and 4s. That is going to be 1 at no rend.
This will be a 4. Nope. Damage.
Just 1 damage. And then we've got another Dark Oath Knife. Sorry, 2 of those profiles. That is going to be 1 more at no rend.
4. Nope, he's at 2.
3 attacks with the Savage Bite on 3s and 3s. That is going to be 3 at no rend.
3 4-ups. I'll feel all those. He's at 5.
1 damage each. And then the Great Weapons, 2 Great Weapons, all on 4s and 3s. 3 hits. 3 at -1.
5 ups. That's a dead Scar.
2 damage on that one. Another Blood Tithe from Scar.
Yeah.
Doing the work.
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
But the Godsworn overperforming over what they normally do. I think the last activation then is with the Chosen. And they're going to put all their attacks into the Skull Reapers here. So the leader is still alive. They're on 3 attacks each, so this is going to be 16 attacks on 3s and 3s. That is going to be 2 mortal wounds in addition.
Okay.
And a total of 10 at -1.
And these are 2 damage apiece?
Yep.
This is going to be 10 5-ups. Did pretty well there. Made 5. It's going to be 10 damage plus the other 2, so this is going to be 12 5-ups.
From the Flayed Ward.
So I'm going to take a total of 7 damage.
They're going to have their murder rolls.
This will be 3 5-ups. Just make 1.
Okay.
6 up.
6 up. Yep. So they'll take 1. And then I am going to declare that the Chosen are going to fight again in the fight's last phase. They'll pile in and make all their attacks. No real pile in here, but I want to get all the output out of them that I can before they potentially run here. So we'll run it back 16 more attacks. Just 1 mortal wound that time around. And then 6 at -1.
This will be 6 5-ups. I'm going to make 1, so it's going to be 10 plus 1, 11 5-ups. And we're going to make a total of 3, so it's going to kill 2 and put another damage on 1. 2 more 5-ups. Didn't make either.
Okay.
So we have some battle shock.
Yeah, some really important battle shock. You got your Skull Reapers first.
I lost 5 there. So anything above a 3, some will run. Yep. Sorry, 1 will run.
Okay. I lost 5 Chosen. They're on 8 bravery base. The icon is going to put them up to 9 bravery. So if I roll higher than a 4, I want 4 or less. I got a 3. Yeah, they're good. Of course, if I would have failed the battle shock, then the eroding icon or the bleeding icon would have kicked out a bunch more, and I couldn't inspiring presence them because of that icon. So big battle shock roll there. But the combat lasts there.
So I'm going to control 1, control no more. So I'm going to get 1 plus my battle tactic of 2 more, so I'll get 3.
Sounds good. And we'll go into bottom of 4, Slaves to Darkness. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and rally the Knights. Spend a command point on that. They are still missing 5 out of that unit. So looking for 5-ups. And I'm going to get none of those. Balances out that spectacular roll last time. My battle tactic here is going to be Enthrall the Chaos. Pick an objective marker on the battlefield within 12 inches of enemy units. Complete it if there are no enemy units within 12 at the end of the turn. So I'll pick my home objective here. Of course, those Skull Reapers are within 12. For my heroic action, I am going to draw on power with my Chaos Sorcerer Lord. And I'm going to roll for a command point with my Chaos Sorcerer Lord on a 4-up. And I failed it.
I'm going to try for command point from my Bloodscrater. Yep.
Into spellcasting, the Sorc Lord is going to give himself, he's going to give the Knights Oracular Vision, so they're going to have the 6-up ward. He's then going to attempt to cast Demonic Speed with the draw on power. Gets it on a 10. That's going to go on the Knights. They've got their 3d6 charge. He's then going to go for Demonic Power. And going to get that on a 14.
You're good.
Going to put that on the Knights as well. +1 to hit, +1 to wound. Fedra is going to attempt to cast Mystic Shield. And going to get that on a 6.
Slaughter Priest will attempt to down it. And they will.
Blocked it. No Mystic Shield. She's then going to attempt to cast Chaotic Conduit. Gets that on a 10.
I'll try to stop that. Stop it on 11.
Okay, nice rolling. And then she's got one more cast. She's going to attempt to cast Binding Damnation with her last cast on the Skull Reapers. And going to get that on a 7.
The Flesh Hounds will attempt to stop that. 7, they will not. Then on 5-up on the Skull Reapers. Nope.
Okay, so the Skull Reapers are on fights last. And then we can get into movement.
At the end of your hero phase, I'm going to spend one of my Blood Tithe points to again do Murder Lust.
Sure. And of course that brings them within 12 of the objective, which is a significant issue here. Movement phase here was pretty simple. The Chosen are locked in combat. They're staying there. My Knights are pushing up, going at the exposed priests to try to take the hero presence off the board, and then to do the same thing that they've been doing all game, which is to tie up as much as possible into combat. I see some opportunities back there to do exactly that. And they've got some buffs on them this time, so hopefully they'll be a little bit more punchy as they go in. And then, of course, my Chosen are just locked up with everything. They need to start cleaning some things. So we'll get into charges. I'm going to go ahead and charge with my Knights first. They've got Demonic Speed on them, so it's 3 dice, and then they flip 1 to a 4 from their Musician. That is going to be a 13. My Sorcerer Lord is going to attempt to charge as well. He gets +1 because he's Slanesh. He's going 6 inches. For my activations, then, I am going to activate first with the Chosen, and they are going to split their attacks here. I am going to have 3 of them put their attacks into the Skull Reapers, and I'm going to have 2 of them, including the leader, go into the Fleshhounds.
I'm going to spend my final command point to try to deny your battle tactic on the Fleshhounds.
Okay, all-out defense on the Fleshhounds?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll roll the attacks into them first, then. It's going to be a total of 7 attacks, including the leader, and these are going to be on 3s and 3s. Going to drop 3 of them, do 1 mortal wound there. And then a total of 3 at -1.
This will be 3 5-ups. Did not make any, so 7 damage?
Yep. And then the attacks that are going into the Skull Reapers. 9 attacks into them, 3s and 3s. No mortal wounds. But all of them go through, so that's going to be 8 at -1.
This will be 8 5-ups. Those are dead guys. 2 5-ups for mortal wounds back. Yes.
Okay, I've got 6-ups, and I'm gonna make one of those and take 1 damage. And then it is your activation.
I will fight with. I'm gonna fight with the Fleshhounds. They'll have 8 attacks, 3s and 4s.
Not great.
Nothing.
My next activation then will be with the Knights. We'll come back to that one later. So the Knights are going to put all their attacks into the Priests, and they do have the 2 rank fighting. I'm going to put 2 of them into the Priest that's on the ground, and 3 of them into your General in the Skull Throne. Against the one in the Skull Throne, I'll be -1 to hit, but that's going to be countered by my +1 to hit from Demonic Power. So overall, I'm going to have 9 attacks on the lances into the one in the Skull Altar. 4s and 3s on the one in, or 4s and 2s on the one in the throne from the lances. Oh, and for horses, as many horses as can go into the throne as possible, and that should be it for horses. Got 5 hits, 2 to wound, 4 at -2.
So it'll be 4 6-ups. Did not make any.
Okay, 2 damage apiece there.
Dead. I would hope to 3, but
And then the 2 lances that are going in.
I'm up to 4, but sorry.
Okay, 2 lances that are going into the other piece then. These are going to be on 3s and 2s. And that is going to be 4 at -2.
He's dead. I'll be at 5.
Okay. Your activation then. The Skull Crushers are in combat. I very deliberately pulled them in.
My leader is not in, so this will be 8 attacks.
-1 to wound.
4s
still.
and 4s. None.
Okay.
And then the horses, 6 attacks. 3s and 4s. Just 2. No run.
2 at no run are going to be 3-ups. Made them both. Now, based on where we're at, I am going to all-out attack with my Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Try to get the extra damage I need to into the Fleshhounds to get my battle tactic. So it's going to be 1 attack with the Sorcerer's Staff on 4s and 3s. 3s and 3s, rather, with the all-out attack. Hits and wounds at -1.
This will be a 5-up. Nope.
D3 damage for 1. And then the Chaos Runeblade is going to be 2s and 3s. 1 hit. They are going to live 1 wound, no round.
This will be a 4.
Made it. They survive. And that means I'm going to fail my battle tactic here. Do you have any battle shock that needs to be taken?
They're 10. I lost 4. Can't fail.
They're fine, yeah. And I'm good on battle shock as well, so I'm only going to get 1 point for holding my objective here. I'm going to fail a battle tactic by 2 wounds. Very nice with the hero phase movement there from Khorne to really mess with the plans of the opponent. And we've got a priority roll for round 5. I've got a 6 to your 4.
Alright, we can shake hands at that
Okay,
point.
yeah, I'll take it. I don't know exactly what I'd get done, but I've got a nice point lead.
Yeah, you have a point lead. I don't think I can get enough units over to get my grand strat. I think you can potentially get yours. Maybe not.
Yeah, it'd be not impossible for me because I can do things like just get over the line here. It is a big territory. The Chosen would probably have to try to get in. But yeah, interesting game.
Yeah, I did not play optimally. I realized as we were going that I was forgetting things like rerolling from my Blades of Khorne, and Be'lakor was just able to kill 10 guys without any murder rolls back. Probably.
Yeah, I missed some murder rolls there.
But I was feeling bad about this matchup when I came into it. It's my first time playing. I did not play optimally. I think I could have won this if I know what I'm doing. Some things go a little differently. So, summation. Khorne feels really strong.
Yeah,
like all the movement. This army you're playing is great. Like I just think it's a very good army. Like
it's solid. It's at least a low A, high B army.
Yeah. And it's you didn't bring an army that your army was a little bit more thematic than like heavy. I think maybe you would have had like more Chosen potentially instead of Be'lakor.
Maybe some Varying Guard. Yeah.
But it's still very good,
very
and
good.
my guys, the Khorne held up until turn 5, and looking back, I probably should have just accepted that I wasn't going to be able to pin first turn, screen better. That's my mistake.
We both have a little bit of the same game plan here, right? We both got a cav unit that wants to get in and pin.
Yep.
And I was able to do that, which got me a really nice points lead rolling through those early turns.
Yeah, you taking first turn, which I think you never really want to do, but if I can get Blood Tithe going and deny your like really crucial spells and then pin, it's going to probably be the reverse of what we just saw, and you have less movement shenanigans, for lack of a better term, than I do.
Yeah, I mean the nightmare for me is that like turn 1, you pin me in on everything and get yourself 2 Blood Tithe going into my turn so that I don't have any options to bridge anything out, and I'm trying to fight out of 1-up saving Skull Crushers and really get bogged down. Khorne has a lot of play in shutting down if you're dependent on one spell or one endless spell. Spell Eater, just shutting that down is huge. And then we saw here the Murder Lust just being huge to put units into combat, make me fail a battle tactic down the stretch, shut off my soul screen bridge after I'd set it up because of the timing on that. I mean, that's just huge plays that come out of those D6-inch movements out of phase. And the fact that it's only 1 Blood Tithe, you can do it so reliably, so regularly to really mess with your opponent.
A lot of times I was debating, like, I probably, in retrospect, should have maybe denied your soul screen bridge, but I wanted to throw the Slaughter Priest in your way of your Chosen. You had 2 good options of how to get the Chosen in during that turn. You could just move them potentially, which would have been probably good enough, and then, or you could do the trick that you did with the soul screen bridge. And I had not great options. I wish I could have dealt with that stupid cockatrice 1 turn earlier.
Sure. Would have been big.
It would have been big, and Skull Reapers felt really good.
Yeah,
like
they were very solid.
That turn that you tanked, we compared them to Chosen before, and obviously Chosen are superior in terms of damage dealing. But if they're attacking first, all those mortal wounds, the buckets of dice they're throwing, and realistically could have easily killed 6 Chosen there.
And Chosen cost significantly more, so you're getting some compensation on the backside of that. $240 for 5.
Oh yeah, and I pay $190
for 5.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it felt good. I'm really happy with the army. I just need to play it more. Now, like after having played it once, it's something that I want to play more.
Well, and that's the perfect spot to be after a first game with an army, right? Is seeing some things that you maybe did wrong or things that you want to do differently, but seeing the potential to maybe make some adjustments, either in your list or in your gameplay, and eager to get that on the table again. That's exactly where you want to be with the new book, and so I'm glad that Khorne hit that spot for you.
Really like the list, actually. I would like to have a Realmgore Ritualist just for a little extra pumping that wouldn't require battle points.
The command points.
And, he's a little bit cheaper of a priest, and, he just has some flexibility that having 3 Slaughter Priests doesn't really give you.
Yeah, the extra unbinds are certainly nice from the Slaughter Priests. There is some extra value from them that way.
Yeah.
But the Ritualist and then maybe some of the other priest options are fantastic in the book. The Bloodmaster here, obviously, with the Halo of Blood, was just kind of a nightmare for me to deal with, and it didn't really go off like you wanted it to, but it forced me into a very awkward spot, and I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do because of it. Right. And that's what you often want out of those abilities, is just to force your opponent to play around them in a meaningful way.
A lot of stuff to remember, but this army definitely feels like the more you play it, the more fun, the better you're going to be at spending your blood tithe, getting your blood tithe. There's just a lot of fun to be had, I think, and a lot of games I feel like after I'm done playing with army, I'm like, I need to step away for a second, or that felt too powerful. But this felt right in the sweet spot of an army I just want to keep playing right now.
And Khorne was that way in the last book as well, where the skill ceiling was really high on it. There was a lot of tricky plays, a lot of intricate decisions to make. And I'm glad to see that they kept some of that while maybe scaling it back in some cases, because before it was extremely punishing unless you got all your intricate details right. And now it's got that skill ceiling, but the skill floor, I think, is raised up a little bit on the army because the warscrolls are just better.
Yeah.
I think it's a neat book.
Yeah, super excited about it. If you guys stuck with us, we appreciate you sticking it all the way out this late. Hope you enjoyed the game. Always feel free to join us in our Discord. Like and subscribe to our channel. Give us comments. Obviously, there's several mistakes I made. I'd love to hear you guys tell me about them again. Really rub the salt in. And then, if you are feeling very generous, we're always looking for ways to improve the channel, and frequently the way to do that is spend a little bit more money. If you are feeling especially generous, we do have a Patreon. We have a few members now that are supporting the channel, and we're looking for upgrades. We want to thank Grey Matter Gaming.
They've sponsored our upcoming Spring Rubicon tournament with some really great prize support. I'll have some posts about that coming up, but thank you to them. Great seeing them and meeting up with them at Adepticon. Seemed like a great group of people, and they've got some very quality products as well.
All right, everybody, have a great time. Until next time, when we bring Slaanesh to the table.
Yep, Slaanesh will be coming in hot, as they always do next time. Thanks, everybody.